The buses over there are crazy. I love it though. There's pretty much no traffic laws the farther outside of the city you get. Sometimes we'd be going 80 miles an hour, swerving around other buses and motorcycles and diesels and gas tank trucks, stuff like that. Thing over there that they do culture-wise is like if you want to pass somebody, like you honk, like, and then you can pass something like that so they know that you're going to pass them and stuff like that. But yeah, the buses are sketchy, I guess you could say a little bit. The cheapest buses are the more dangerous ones because all they have are 2 exit doors. The seats are hard. Some of them are wooden. And I mean, most of them now would have like some sort of padding or cushioning on the back of them. It's always a fun thing to ride a bus because you can stand up, sit in a seat, or stand right by the door, help people get in or whatever. You can stop the bus by a whole bunch of different ways. The main one that most people use is just para. You just tell the bus driver to stop, but you have to shout it so he can hear you, and then he'll just put on the brakes like hardcore, pull over to the side of the road. All right, bye, and keep going. Or if you had a coin on you, smack a metal rod, ding, ding, ding. They hear that really well. Or most of the cheap buses have like a plywood or something on top that you can smack semi-hard, and it's really loud. Like you could hear that over a horn honking thing like that. Jeepneys, I'm sure lots of people have heard of jeepneys. It's pretty much an elongated bus, about 3/4 the height of a regular like Bluebird bus that we would use over here for school transportation. And you can shove people in there as many as you want, like at least 20 on the inside, and then another 5 to 10 squatting or sitting in the middle of the floor where there's space. Another 20 or so if you want it on top. A few hanging off the back, a couple hanging off the sides, a couple up front with the driver. And they have the fare dude that comes around and asks for the money, gives you your change back and stuff depending on how far you're going. Tricycles are basically a motorcycle with a huge metal body that comes over it like that. Like if this were the front of the motorcycle that you were looking at, it would have a little thing that comes over the top, kind of like as a head protection thing from like anything that falls or rain. And then it comes down and makes a little other side cart right here that you can fit a few people on the inside, people on top of this, couple behind the driver, people on the back behind this one. They like to crowd and shove people in vehicles and stuff over there. It's really fun because you're really close and they don't care for personal space. But and then pajuks that's the main job over there, especially the farther you get away from the cities. The pajuks are basically bikes with a little side cart with a little bit of cushioning on it and a little bit of cushioning over the wheel and a huge umbrella that's probably like 6 feet circumference, just one to protect you from rain. And the men over there, they'll wait in lines. Sometimes I've seen them up to 20 bikes just on the side of the road or right next to a known bus stop. And as soon as they see someone hop out, they'll pajak, like something like that, and ask if you need a ride. And if you say yeah, they'll hop on their bike, pedal over to you, ask you where you're going, they'll take you to it. It's the cheapest place to get around, close. At least tricycles are a bit more expensive. The buses, though, they do have a few different types of buses. The cheap ones, the more expensive ones are a bit nicer. A lot more people can't afford them and stuff like that, so it won't be crowded or packed inside the buses. The nicest buses over there are green, and you know what? If you see a bus coming and you're trying to get somewhere fast, you can always take a green bus. It's got a neon light in the front that says where it's going, thing like that. And it only has one door to enter it, right in the very front. It's got the AC. It's got curtains to cover up the windows if you want to sleep. It's got nice padded seats. And most always they'll either have some sort of good music playing on or a movie. And they love American movies for some weird reason, even though they probably don't understand it too well. But those are the nicer buses. And then the PUV buses, those are small, probably about the length of a Sprinter van over here, only less than 6 feet tall. And those things go incredibly fast. They have AC in them. They cost a lot of money. You can fit maybe up to 10, 15 people in them, depending on people's size if you're lucky. And you can get anywhere in half the time it would take you to get there by bus. A bike rider, if you're poor, that's what you do. You use a bike with a side cart and an umbrella. If you're a little bit richer and have a motorcycle, you can be someone's personal taxi, thing like that. Pretty cheap. I've seen up to 5 people on a motorcycle sometimes. going 60, 70 miles down the highway, praying that they won't crash because they weave in and out of traffic like none other. If you're richer than that, you have a jeepney. And if you have a good paying job, you can work for the bus companies over there, and they pay pretty decent.